What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video, ticker symbol AAPL, where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future. We'll also take a look at some key pieces of news that came out regarding Apple. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Apple are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let me go ahead and hit record. Finally, a nice little green day for Apple. We haven't done a lot, if we're being honest. As you can see, this is the price we were at. Closed in the 127.45 on 5/14, which was last Friday, and today we are right at that price. But good news, and there's a couple good news here that we'll take a look at. But this line that we had kind of drawn back from September, so far we bounced off of that pretty nicely. So we'll keep monitoring that real quick. Before we get into the video, what I want to take a look at is this article here that I'm going to bring in, and we will take a look at the overall market. So Dow Jones did really well today. The jobs data came out. Initial jobs claim fell to 444,000, in the week ending May 15th. This was lower than the prior week's 478 and the forecast of 460. Also, it's the second weekly decline, and also it was the lowest level since the coronavirus pandemic hit the economy. All absolutely phenomenal news. We beat estimates, and we are, well on our way to recovery there. So great push up. This just talks about, everything doing well. Apple stock popping just a little bit. So let's take a look here. And the other kind of key piece of news that I want to take a look at, as you guys know, Apple's biggest, profit maker, revenue generator is the iPhone. Sure, services and Macs and iPads are doing really well, and that's great. Ultimately, though, it all comes down to the iPhone, and those sales really drive Apple's quarters. So they did a recent survey of about 7,000 smartphone users about, their 5G interests, and it's absolutely amazing. And they're expecting it to stay stable within FY22. They're expecting that Apple will ship 225 million units in fiscal 2021 and 220 million in fiscal 2022, and that they've kind of settled on these numbers down below. So that's absolutely great. Remember that we talked about the fear that this was going to be a one-time iPhone sale type thing for Apple, where we see a bunch of upgrades and then those numbers are going to fall down again. The data suggests that may not be the case, and that, this could hopefully be, the overall kind of general, at least for the next year, what we are expecting to see. So with that being said, Apple was actually a great stock today. Acted nicely and pushed up in pre-market, bounced off VWAP a little bit at the open, bounced a couple times, broke through our level, bounced at that 126 level, right? That's perfect to me. That's what I love seeing. Breaking through a level, come back down to test that level, and then pushing right back up. So great push up. Love that we broke another level. Love that we are above VWAP, and overall nicely green on the day. If we take a look at the NASDAQ at 1.77%, Dow Jones up 208 points, 0.61%, and the S&P up a little bit over 1%. Apple being up over 2%, relatively strong compared to the market. And if we take a look at the daily chart, this is the line that I drew yesterday, and that's when we were right at this point right there. So we got a nice push up from there, and that's a line that I think is a pretty long-term trend, right? We kind of broke it here in early March, but thankfully it came back up. We almost hit it back in late March. We hit it here on May 12th, and now we hit it again on May 19th. So we've been testing that line a lot. Thankfully, though, it's held up really nicely. RSI is looking good at 48, neither overbought nor oversold, which is absolutely great news. Talk about future levels of support, future levels of resistance. So the immediate levels of resistance that we have coming up, 128.54 and then 130.24 are the two levels to keep a lookout for. Remember that, this kind of middle here in the 127.89, 127.90 might be a little bit of resistance as well between the levels. That's where we kind of stopped going up last time, and had a little bit of a reversal the next day. So keep an eye out for that. If not, 128.54 and then 130.24. 124. On the downside, that 126.65 that we validated is probably going to be a good level of support for us. And then we got this 123.69 with 125 kind of being a mental support level as well. Actually, we can go ahead and draw that line because I think it's a pretty decent support line as well. So that's what we see here, you guys. Apple has not been doing too terribly, which is absolutely amazing to see. I think, you know, tomorrow being Friday, we could see a little bit of a fade. I'm not expecting crazy movement either way unless we see some bad news. So I would expect it to stay between the 126.60s and 128.50s level. If not, then, you know, definitely between 125 and 130. Again, barring any crazy news. Taking a look at the EMAs, we're finally above the 8 and the 89 EMA, so hopefully we use those as support in the 126, and then hopefully, you know, the next week we can take over all the EMAs and we start to kind of establish some trend and start to push up again. As always, remaining bullish on Apple. I've continued to hold Apple throughout, you know, as long as I've made these videos, but also for the past 5-6 years, pretty much since I've, you know, started investing. I've always held Apple, love the company, and I told you guys about the covered call. My covered call for tomorrow is 130. It expires tomorrow, so unless Apple has a really nice push up, that should expire worthless, which is absolutely great. I got really good credit for it. I sold it last Friday when it was in the 127s, so I should get some good credit, and planning on probably doing the same tomorrow or potentially this upcoming Monday. So that's what I do for Apple. If you guys haven't seen my covered call video and would like to, go ahead and check that out. Continue to hold my Apple shares because I'm bullish on the company and excited to see where we go from here. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a thumbs up, like the video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new. That's all I had for you guys today. See you tomorrow or over the weekend for another video. And yeah, until next time.